Sometimes you don't have space for a pie chart or tree map to show a breakdown. So instead I'll show how you can use a rounded bar to represent that same information. It's clean, compact, and still tells the full story. In this example, I'll show the percent of revenue that each segment contributes. And because I want this bar to have rounded ends, I'll start by pulling measure values into the columns. Within the measure values list, I'll type 0 and remove everything else so I'm left with just the 0 and the revenue. Then I'll pull revenue into the columns. I'll make these a dual axis and then synchronize the axes. And the first mark is going to give us those rounded ends. So I'm going to keep the mark type a circle. And I'll make measure names determine the color of these circles. The second mark will be the actual bar that represents each segment's portion of total revenue. So I'll change the mark type to a bar and drag segment in and make it a color. Then I'll just sort these segments so they're in the same order as I have on the dashboard. That way I can assign the end colors correctly. So this left circle representing 0 is going to be the rounded end on the left. So I'll edit the color for measure names and change the color of 0 to that first segment, which is red. And I'll do the same thing for the left end, making it the same color as the last segment. Then I can use the size slider to adjust so it looks like one cohesive rounded bar. And I want to add some context in here. So I'm going to drag the metric represented by the bars, which is revenue, into the second mark. And I'll use a quick table calculation to get the percent of total. Then I'll make this a label. I'll format this so the number formatting is a percentage with no decimals. And I'll use label in the mark to format the text. I'll make this really bold in size 11 font. And I'm going to make all these white. To format, I'll start by removing the headers. Then I'll format the worksheet so I can remove the worksheet shading, the row and column dividers, and for lines, the 0 lines and the column grid lines. And if you wanted to add even more context, you could drag segment into the second mark and make it a label. Then just make sure you allow the labels to overlap so you can see them. But my dashboard already has this information in it, so I'm going to remove that. And I'll add this contribution bar to the dashboard. I'll hide the title of the worksheets, remove the legend, and I want to set this to fill the entire view. Then I'll resize this worksheet to be under the cards. I also want to add some context about what this bar represents. So I'll use a text box and type revenue contribution. Then I'll format the text to be the same as the text within the bar. And I'll just position this text at the beginning so it acts as a title for the visual. This contribution bar adds a lot of value in a compact space. It shows how much revenue each segment contributes using the color and percentage labels.